My name is Thompson. I'm a senior here at Asbury, and I'm a MediaCom film production major. So In Service to Others is a documentary about the Punishers Law Enforcement Motorcycle Club, which is a biker gang pretty much made up entirely up of first responders and ex-military, current military, anyone under that umbrella. When we were trying to figure out what we wanted to do a documentary about, so we kind of started reaching out to different gangs, and none of them really responded to us. But then we found the Punishers, and they responded to us and seemed pretty excited about the idea. And then the more we learned about them, the more we were like, oh no, these dudes are actually the coolest ones to do a documentary on. Because they're first responders, I have a first responder background. So my entire life, my dad has been a firefighter in downtown Louisville. You know, the stories that come with that, I've heard a lot about what they kind of have to deal with. And the main point of the documentary is we don't really understand what they go through, and that's why they ride the bikes. That is their therapy of sorts, and it's their community. Because a lot of people, if you're not in that world, it's really hard to relate to someone who is in that world and goes through that stuff on a day-to-day basis.
We're a brotherhood. I've got brothers all over the world, and even ones I haven't met, we have that same level of commitment, that same desire, that same familiarity. It's just who we are, what we are.
I've never edited a documentary where you have hours of interviews and all this stuff, but you don't really have a story and you have to find the story. I don't think it would have been able to turn out as good as it would have if not the experience we had as a group too.
Yeah.
As our interviews went on, the conversations of mental health kept popping up. That's something that's huge in that community. That's not really talked about enough, at least in my opinion.
Biking is an escape. As we say, your knees in the breeze. It's wind therapy. It's to go out. Fortunately, it's a time you have to dissociate from your job and go to a happy place.
Those are dudes that you had to kind of work to get to open up to. Once you get them talking, it'll just kind of come naturally. It's hard to explain how that happens. It's just the magic that happens when you're shooting. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff I wanted to show and get into that we couldn't get into. For visual references, I looked at a lot of Netflix stuff. We kind of watched little stuff on YouTube here and there because we didn't necessarily have an exact reference, or we just had images, I guess. Yeah.